Good evening. My name is Nate, and I'm going to take us on a tour of this lovely 1960 Mercedes-Benz 190b. So this car, there's a number of things that are special about it. First and foremost, this has been under the care of the same owners since 1977. 48 years ago, the current owner bought this car for the outrageous price of $50, which is about $248 today in 2025. And for 48 years, this car has been really lovingly kept, sometimes off the road and sometimes on the road. All of that history is captured in records, all of which are presented in the gallery for you to review. I won't spend too much time going through each detail of this car's history because there is a lot of ground to cover. Instead, in this video, I'm primarily going to focus on showing you how the car presents today and take you on a tour of some of its features and flaws and what actually looks really nice. Few fun facts about the 190. It was one of the first unibody cars ever produced and really contributed to the financial success of Mercedes-Benz. So this example was sold new through Mercedes-Benz of New York in 1960 and remained in that area through basically 1977 when the current owner bought it on Long Island. One of the other things that makes this example special is really how much of it is still original, and where things have been replaced, it's been done with genuine Mercedes-Benz parts. Starting with these bumpers. So when the car was recommissioned in 2020, or beginning in 2020, these bumpers, the original ones, were severely corroded and did not pass state inspection. They were in need of replacement, and so genuine Mercedes-Benz parts were used there, sourced from Art Star, classic restoration. Same thing with some other little details like these side turn signals. So these are replacements from Art Star. And also, as part of the recommissioning work, all of the glass got new seals. So the glass was out on this car, all the rubber gaskets were replaced, and so the car is completely watertight. The same cannot be said about many of these W121 cars. And the glass, all of it bears factory stampings, so while I can't make any promises that it's original, it certainly is consistent with what the car would have left the factory with. No aftermarket replacements there. This mirror was replaced during the recommissioning work, and again, this left side turn signal as well. I'll go back and give a close-up view of the replacement rear bumper. And also, as part of the recommissioning, the rear trunk lid was repainted and a new handle was installed there as well. One fun detail about this car I just really like is just the way these license plate lights are set into the bumper. And these all work. So I made a separate video showing all of the exterior lighting functions as intended. Again, the same probably cannot be said about every one of these cars today. And mechanically, this is a very well sorted example. It goes down the road beautifully, which I hope I did a good job of showing in the driving video. The owner also assures me that since the car was on Long Island back in the day, this standing star, which is actually spring-loaded, it's been stolen a few times. So that star it's a quality OEM part, but it is not the original one the car left the factory with. Nonetheless, this car turns heads everywhere it goes. It really never fails to get thumbs up from folks on the road. So as I said, my main goal for this video is to give you a sense of how the car presents today. It was repainted in 1978, and so given the paint is, well, 47 years old, there are some flaws in it. So I'm going to start around front. Probably the most notable blemishes here is just adjacent to the grille. There's some chipped paint there, and also in the same spot on the other side. This grille itself was actually redone. It was straightened, and these small trim strips were replaced as part of the recommissioning work. And so that came out really well, and the whole front end of this car does present rather nicely. The hood itself is free of major blemishes. There are a few small chips in the paint in various spots. With the surface being so glossy, it's a little hard to discern them. But throughout the hood, you know, there are a few chips, and the actual surface of the paint is a little bit uneven. There are some kind of raised areas, as you may be able to see. But this entire car was wet sanded in 2022. I did some more polish and compound and wax in preparation for the sale. So especially from a few feet away, the paint presents rather nicely. Moving to the driver's front fender here, kind of a similar condition to the hood. A few chips concentrated above the front left wheel, and another few just behind the headlight. The wheels themselves, these hubcaps were refinished during that recommissioning work. New tires were mounted as well. Steel wheels themselves could use a bit of paint to improve their appearance, but all the tires hold air, and you know, from a distance, look pretty decent. Behind the front left wheel, we have a cluster of chips, and same thing behind there. The driver's door itself, the upper parts are free of blemishes, save for right here. This is an imperfection in the paint. There are a few chips along the back edge of the door, and a few more on the bottom. Another thing to point out is the paint is failing a little bit on the leading edge of the driver's door handle, and the handle itself is a bit oxidized. And similar to the driver's door, the left rear door, several chips. Then on the leading edge of it here, an area of chipped paint. Probably the most notable blemish on this side of the car is just ahead of the left rear wheel. There is this scratch, and that's about an inch in length. Moving to the left rear area of the car, again, a few chips. And on the kind of rear fin above the taillight, a few other small scratches. So a small crack in the reverse light lens here on the driver's side of the car. The trunk lid itself was, again, that was refinished during the recommissioning work. Fitted with a nice shiny new handle. And along with the door seals, the trunk seals were replaced as well. give another look at this area, kind of right below the rear window. The weather seal around the lock for the fuel door has deteriorated slightly. A few chips above the right rear wheel. And then on the passenger side of the car, there's really two areas to note. Ahead of that right rear wheel on the passenger rear door, some chips and light scratches. And then on the passenger front door, some kind of cracking in the paint on the character line. And then last but not least, on the passenger side front fender, just some small scratches there. So that about rounds out the the exterior tour here of this 190. And now we'll move into part 2 of our tour of this 190b and head inside. So this car received new red leather seat upholstery in 1978 in preparation for use in the owner's wedding. This replacement upholstery has held up very well over the years. Very few blemishes on this, the most notable of which is actually right here on the bottom portion of the driver's seat. While we're in the driver's area, I'll give a look at the steering wheel here, where it's had a few cracks that have been fixed or filled with a type of epoxy. This wood dash trim really completes the interior here, and that was refinished in 2023. Two things to point out while we're here is that the horn does not work on this car. That chrome horn ring looks very nice, but the horn does not work. The heater valves are sticky, so the heat does not operate as intended. You'll end up with warm air when you don't want it, like this time of year. And now we can get a look at the door panels. I would presume these to be original based on their condition. And same thing with this trim around the driver's door and really all the doors. The driver's door though has a small crack there. One of my favorite details of this interior is all the bright work. You know, even this knob on the window has a little inset bright accent. Everything else works here. If I haven't pointed it out already, you know, the doors are open and that overhead dome light comes on and turns off when the doors close. So little details like that still function on this car. One thing to point out here is this left rear door armrest is missing. That is no longer with the car, unfortunately. And the floors I would also presume to be the originals, given their condition. The vinyl has deteriorated in several places. There's some kind of persistent stains in it that I wasn't able to remove in cleaning. This rear seat, like the fronts, has held up nicely. And the headliner looks really nice in the center but there are some stains and discoloration at the rear here. And the headliner has become detached below this rear window. We'll walk around to the passenger side of the car. I'll just point out that the upper right corner of the glove box has broken off. But opening this up here, this pass-through storage compartment, you know, the bottom lining, that red leather has deteriorated. The only other blemish on the upholstery is on the passenger seat here. Small imperfection, maybe about a ½ inch in size on the upper right portion of the passenger bottom. And so that about rounds out part 2 of the interior tour. I appreciate you bearing with me for a longer video here. I'd love to hear in the comments what you think. And of course, if you have questions, feel free to reach out either publicly via the comment section or privately via the contact seller button. Thank you all so much for watching and have a great evening. Thank you.